welcome into Squad Ops One Life events. We've got Operation Coiled Cobra for you tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, wherever you are. Although it's probably not morning wherever you are. Certainly not morning on this map. Look at it. We got a Belaya night layer for you. And it's snowing. I'm Bcarr. Behind the scenes with me today is Shadowed Ritual, running the multicam, producing the stream, being a boss. So Coiled Cobra, there's a special forces team that needs to be rescued. And if we can take a look at the map, there's this red zone in the northeast corner, or northwest corner, sorry. You know, I can tell my east from west. The northwest corner of Belaya. This red zone is where a special forces team, call sign Cobra, have been trapped in anywhere in this zone. And the U.S. platoon, there's a U.S. platoon that's been assigned to Belaya. Their task is to extract by ground Team Cobra. And they won't have a bunch of vehicles to go do this with, but they will have some manpower to help Team Cobra get out of that area. They don't want to be nice and loud. They want to be quiet about it. The Russians, the opponents for this map, have gotten wind of a special attack team, an elite operator group that has been sent in, and they're going to try to eliminate this group. They're sort of operating in their backyard, and the Russians aren't pleased about it. Also on the map, you can see that there are some red skull and crossbones on some of the bridges in the central west area of the map. Those typically would be passable bridges. However, the Russians have mined those bridges to the point where it's not even safe for them to use. And so those bridges will be out of commission. This is part of the reason why Team Cobra is stuck in the northwest sector of the map in the red zone. Before we get too much further into what the operation is all about, let's introduce teams. And as far as the squad leads and the commands for this session. And we have on Russia first, in the red, Dorf in command, with his second in command, Sugart, along with Rose Dragon, Storm, and Acid Pantalones. For U.S. this round, Hero is the platoon commander, with second in command, Silent, along with Pain 12 Bravo, Joe, and Xbit. I believe that's Bag of Joe, and my apologies there. Bag of Joe. We try to use the whole name here, because we should. Because we should. Let's take a look and see the disposition of forces on our map right now. Both teams are still sort of planning their routes in and out. Well, actually, before we get into that, let's talk about some extract zones. The U.S. have 2 exfil zones that they can pick. The exfil zone for the first one is at Juliet 4-5, that entire grid. And if they choose to use Juliet 4-5, they have some resources available to them in the form of a Logi truck, and a mortar, along with 2 HMG tripods and fortifications. Exfil Bravo is at Hotel 62. And waiting for them there is a very camouflaged striker. And the striker will be available to them, as well as the Logi and the mortar, HMG tripod, and the fortifications will be available to US if they're able to extract Cobra team. We're going to go ahead and check over the spots. Let's see. Hotel 62. So Bravo. I'm actually like right on top of it, and I didn't even realize. So Bravo, this is Bravo Exfil area. You can see the transport truck. You can see the Logi truck. Actually, this is the striker one. Whoopsie-doo. So the striker's right here. It's not really camouflaged, but it is hidden. And it's hidden to the point that the Russians aren't aware that this is an option for the US. So it's hidden right in the middle of this apartment complex area. As we get a lifetime from our friendly event admin, Bam, you just died. We got about 3 minutes to go. Just over 3 minutes. Oh my gosh. And you know what? We actually do have some morning viewers. I was just making a joke because typically for me, I'm East Coast, and it's the afternoon when we have these operations all the time.
Can I adjust the seat in this?
I thought this map was gonna be really fucking dark and we wouldn't be able to see anything, but it's not so bad.
And Desmond there surprised that the map is surprisingly visible. And my only rebuttal to that would be, have you ever gone outside when it's snowing?
Okay, basically, here, I'll do the map for you so that you don't have to like check the map, but basically keep right until I tell you to turn left.
And this is the beginning of the US start zone, rather. This is the US start zone. They have 2 MRAP open tops and 2 transport trucks to move their platoon around in. And they're all in here.
Swine, if you could let me know when we reach our drop location.
Or we're gonna hold there at least.
Yeah, okay, we'll do. I was like, I didn't know this thing was a ship.
And now we should be getting pretty close. Let's see if we can spot where Cobra team is. And Cobra team looks like they're in Hotel 3. The Russians, however, are starting at the tunnel. So there's this tunnel complex on the map.
I have some squad 2 people in my trans.
In Fox 5-1.
I can't fit my whole squad in one MRAP.
Where are you going? Where should I drop?
Well, wait.
The Russians are going to be doing a nice sweep and clear of the whole area.
We have more than enough.
And they have 4 transport trucks to send forces around as fast as they can. So they're going to be thrusting into the same zone that the US are.
Hey, can you tell your guys to get my transfer?
Let's go take a look at... I believe Silent is in charge of Team Cobra.
No,
take your guys, but
They're already out.
Over here in Hotel
It's just-
3
he
not
said at
3-8.
the hour when I got back in that everyone's going up there, so.
And these guys are spread out as operators will.
What do you mean?
Where if you were
Silent
like,
in charge of the
super
operator,
loud.
Team Cobra. And Atomic
Apparently they-
Peach. The Bartok Warrior as we go live. And Bump.
Well, guns
And
out,
these
man.
guys have
Just
different
watch out the
kits
door.
than
I'm gonna be
usual.
watching
Let's
out
see
the
if we can
rear,
take a look.
actually.
Yeah, I'm just having my gun sighted down to the door, so.
Okay, whenever these guys stop moving,
No one
let's
gets
take a
in or
look at
out
the
without
Bartok
me
Warrior. You can see there's something special for the operator kit here. It's a suppressor.
I was just seeing the bump thing coming up, so.
Yeah, that was probably just my sometimes it gets stuck with it on. That happens to everyone. So
Okay.
It is 4 operators
Yeah, I can't hear
in
that
Team
episode. Don't worry about
Cobra. So 4 of these suppressed M4s. And obviously, you'll be able to hear them, kind of, sort of.
What?
Except at range, obviously, because that's how suppressors work.
Oh, yeah. Can you see all the way out?
And Silent is in charge of this team. They've split them up pretty well. The idea is to keep these guys survival. Get these guys to the extract point. Take as many people as you can with you to the extract point, so you have the highest chance possible to use your resources. Right now, the movement, since we have gone live, Russians have searched 1 transport north very fast. Everyone else is on foot, and they're going to sweep from south to north, looks like. The Americans have gotten a location fix on their Cobra team, and they're just rolling straight in. It looks like they have an extra team on foot as an insurance policy, but the MRAPs and the transport trucks coming in pretty close here to the rescue zone. We're going to see if we can catch them as they come into town here.
Alright, Bag, make sure your guys are set up along the tree line with me and Payne. Continue to the next hill. And then Bag, get your MRAP.
And there's a general dismount here. The transport truck.
Or sub keys, whatever you would call it.
They're going to pull security before they move into the town, I
like
believe.
so fucking blurry, I couldn't even.
Alright, I want Bravo watching this bridge, which is right here.
I haven't heard anything yet. You might be able to go within
296
local.
for my pause right here.
Sir, yes.
Russians aren't
this
close
plate
at
team
this
that's right here with
moment.
me, Tortilla, I need
The
you to
closest
clear out that
Russian
house to our
seems to
northeast.
be
Contact on it. Squad
500
leader,
meters away.
Bravo, we have cleared all buildings on the on our side of the road.
Copy that. Once you clear out that compound, clear out the one
platoon command hero
the
looking on
north.
approvingly as his men move forward.
Four of them's got a dismount. They only have a driver. They're moving.
Alright, make sure we're getting eyes across the river, recovering the other MRAP that's extracting the Special Forces team.
As you might have heard there, the plan is for the MRAP to extract the buddy pairs for the Special Forces team. And that is Dr. Compton.
Yep. Infantry spotting Golf 4-8.
What's hop in, MRAP? Yeah, yep. Hop in, trading back.
Russians are looking in the wrong places.
I thought we were leaving. I got it.
Russians are still a good 400 or 500 meters away. And it looks like they're not really making a movement towards this zone.
I'm just gonna.
The first 2 special operators have been rescued.
Good luck, boys.
Actually, it looks like all 4 of them have abandoned their position. as they have been officially rescued by U.S. platoon.
Next bit, gunfire.
Yeah, we're making contact with some light infantry in Fox 6.
Bag, we're loading back up into the transport. Everyone except for Payne, you're staying here to cover the retreat.
And
Yep,
so that's the U.S. main objective done.
Alright, the team's been rescued.
The Russians are
team's been rescued. We're
going to
hold a
have
position. We're gonna
to
watch this bridge, prevent them from crossing.
continue searching. They're going to continue searching their sector until they get word of the exfiltration. And they'll get that report, I believe, when it begins, or when the Russian forces support staff figure out, oh wait, there's this thing. It looks like a helicopter. It might be coming in to save some troops.
It'll be like
And there is the report. The Russians are now aware of the U.S.
So we have their location.
deciding on their exfil zone, moving towards Hotel 6-2.
It looks like took out their.
And Hotel 6-2 is exfil B, so that means the striker will be in play.
Okay.
All right.
So they're not.
Alright, so
They're not here.
3, grab that
No, and they will.
And
also
the operators will
set up
have
that,
to.
1, 3 and
The operators have a kit.
No,
It's
they,
special to them.
they can
that
set up
has
the armor. They got
suppressed
their special
M4,
forces out.
and also has the ability to crew heavy vehicles. And in this case, it'll be a gun. There will be an operator in the gunner seat of the striker. And Silent. Looks like Silent's going to get in. He's going to drive.
Where's he leaving?
Everything's staying here. We're all staying here. I'm just trying to find.
Okay, so Silent's going to one-man the striker. Vindication is going to reposition the MRAP to probably get on the opposite sort of side of the compound that the striker's going to be in. And the operator team, they're going to hold into this building. Or it looks like buddy pairs. The one buddy pair of operators are going to hold the next building over.
Command, this is one door down.
Go ahead.
We're getting a lot of suppression fire from west side of the river now.
Alright, copy that.
And if you heard that on the U.S. command comm, Russia engaging across the river, and it looks like the Russians that are in Gulf 4 are engaging U.S. forces in Hotel 4. 300 meters of fire. Looks like Russians caught these guys skyline on the hill. And of course, being snowy, any shape of moving uniform, that was English. The movement is going to stand out on these rocky hills and the snowy hills.
Where was that? 270, copy.
And that's where the Russians are firing from.
Like right here, and start spraying.
Looks like they have a slight elevation advantage, as one squad is moving in, one squad is keeping base of fire.
Try to get down, try to get eyes on the west to 280.
I'm not getting here.
And it looks like some of these, some of these Russians are getting close to getting in the open. Actually, I think some of them are moving in the open on the right side. Yep. Juzu.
289.
Juzu spots them and starts putting some rounds out there.
Keep it to suppressive only. I don't want 280s losing too much ammo.
And now the Russians are returning fire here. The Russian squad that was maneuvering gets on their own hill, and they're gonna halt their forward progress. They're gonna start shooting the Americans here.
Get down, you're getting shot at.
The lab would hit us with just enough time for us all to get out and kill them.
Yeah, if we take a lap, immediately bail.
Ooh, a full transport north of Russians, and they moved across the river, and they're behind Squad 2 for U.S., which means they're probably going to book it straight towards the exfil zone or get close.
Dragon, go whenever you're ready.
There's only... I see... I guess this is like 3 squads in front of us? Hold on. Yeah, there's only like 2 squads here, really. There could be 2 squads of Russian infantry in that transport.
I got eyes on bridge. I have eyes on bridge. I can
And the Russians are actually crawling towards the bridge. Lord Chonka calling out he has eyes on bridge. Section.
Down the hill toward the bridge.
Yep, and Chonka calls him out.
Cover that. Make sure you have eyes on that bridge.
Yeah, squad's moving towards the bridge.
Polish ordering Gizo to get in position, and the Russians are going to pull back here.
Yeah, my AR is watching the bridge
right now. We're weak to the east and south.
There's trees behind the bridge.
The Russians have dismounted that transport that was moving behind the U.S. line over in Kilo 3, and it looks like it's just one squad getting out.
It'll be easier at this point once we get all the vehicles.
I'm not quite sure what this is meant to accomplish here. Maybe the Russian commander just thinks that there must be some sort of presence over here if the U.S. are going to hold. And the U.S. are not making any bones about it. U.S. forces here, they're staying still. Lord Shanka throwing a GL about 30 meters short. And now he's shooting the bridge, but no one's on the bridge. It's just a fire team over here. I think there's an additional fire team. Yeah.
What do you see?
Nothing as of yet.
This is Expit squad here. He's got looking through binocs, trying to find, and now I think he might see. Crossing. And he's got a Russians running across the bridge. Russians getting gunned down as they cross the bridge. Expit's AR goes down, and he's still trying to figure out if anyone's crossed the bridge or not. He's looking around. I think he might see someone crawling down the side that the side of the embankment. They're gonna cross the bridge on. They're gonna cross under the bridge.
Friendly vehicle behind us.
That's pretty cold water down there, my dude.
Command, this is 1.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go ahead.
First crossing attempt is a fail.
Copy that.
Expit gets a M-ramp open top as far as reinforcements.
How about we go talk to Squad Leader 1 and see where if he has a spot that he wants us.
Vindication of FTL, no command comms for himself, but he's sort of in charge of this vehicle.
You're in cover right here.
Russians look like they're reorganizing, and that is 2 squads in the east for Russia. So that transport did have 2 squads. Russian squads 1 and 3, 2 and 4. So evens in defense in front of the American line. Odds are behind the American line, pushing towards the extract zone. Americans have 2 squads in defense.
290.
And it looks like Squad 2 is probably in charge of the vehicles here.
Did you see where that was?
No, I didn't.
And Squad 1 is screening this particular bridge.
Imnas, find a spot to suppress as well, but stay nearby.
Expit getting in front of the MRAP here. He might look like a target, but at this range, if they can hit him, he deserves to die.
From this location.
Squally, can they use that little land bridge in the southwest?
No.
Copy.
They were about 273
He's lost
from you,
them.
but I don't see them. They're not. They've gone away now.
Up on that hill?
Yeah, the tallest peak up there.
I saw trace from there earlier, but it's stopped for at least 30 seconds now.
Yeah.
And as you can hear, Expit's trying to refine this Russian force that's pinning them down. He's trying to find the base of fire element.
All right, check the bridge at 288. There's smoke on it.
Yeah, I have a great view of the bridge. You think they've pulled off to a different one?
They would have to go.
And the reason why Expit is here and this element is here is that this is probably the southernmost bridge that the Russians have to cross. Infantry can't cross the water, so the Russians are supposed to cross this bridge because they've mined the other ones. They can't use them.
You might want to inform Squad 2 that they could be pushing their position.
And looks like the Russians here on the west are starting to resuppress Expit's element. But we're going to go take a look and see what the progress that the western elements made and the eastern elements made. And look at that. Squad 3 for Russia closing within 250, 300 meters of Expit squad, maybe a little bit more, 400. There we go. And we're getting pretty close here. They're within 200, or no, it's 300, 400 meters. They're moving in pretty close. They know exactly where Squad 1 is, and this is exactly what Expit is not anticipating at the moment, is being attacked from behind. There's a second squad coming with, there's a second Russian squad coming along too, but they aren't keeping up with Squad 3 here. Trying to figure out who's in charge of these guys. Oh, Acid Pantalones. Acid Pantalones. Yeah, because he's got the radio still on, obviously. Sorry. I'm getting there. I'll be good at this game, good at seeing things someday. Expit comes off the line, and Acid Pantalones is running up pretty close here. His squad might actually move past this fire team, and that would be bad news. And no, Acid sees these guys. Now, is Acid's trigger finger? Yep, he's waiting for his AR. U.S. have no idea the Russians are behind them right now. He has his AR set up, and they're looking for as many targets as they can see right now. And it looks like they might be able to ping 3, maybe 4. Oh, look at that. They even see someone behind beside the MRAD. That's Ibanaz acting as security. The latch shoots over. Someone forgot to aim properly. Second round here. This has to be a frag round. Expit's dead, and looks like 3 or 4 more may have gone down, but the rocket missing is kind of a big deal. And I wonder why they are shooting the frag round. And the frag round misses too. The frag round goes directly over the canopy, and Vindication is deciding what he wants to do. I think he wants to look around I think he wants to bug out. Obviously the MRAP gonna be fine against small arms fire. But that means that there's a whole U.S. fire team, including X5 Polish, who's now in command of one, and he's getting his guys out of there. He wants to change the engagement. When the MRAP left, that was it. There's nothing else
Bravo got wiped.
that
Got wiped.
anyone wants to do, and it looks like the entire squad is dead, except for X5 Polish and what is this, Section 46, and they're gonna be their maneuvering's good. They're gonna get away from this Russian squad.
Yeah, we're certain they did not cross that bridge.
99%.
Now, I believe there's there's still an MRAP north.
They came from behind us, so.
X5 Polish passing along the knowledge that they came from behind.
That could possibly be.
Yeah. Heck's up there with you. So be careful.
So X5 Polish,
Alright, watch out, guys.
646, they're going to keep running north.
Alright, guys,
I think they're going to
watch
try to
out.
link back up with the MRAP.
There's going to
No,
be
they're not.
enemy contacts
The MRAP's
to
not
our
coming
south.
for them.
There's probably
Or at least
enemies
doesn't
up here
appear to
with
be.
us. Their extract is in the H6
Acid
location.
Pantalones losing
So keep eyes
0
out.
in that
360.
assault.
Let's move to the
and
south
the
a little bit.
Russians are across the
Not too far.
closest bridge they can use. Infantry moving across in the open. And it was an excellent, and U.S. had to have known. The U.S. had to have known that transport was full of people. Because they heard it go across. They heard it cross the North Bridge. And either it just wasn't patched up the chain of command. Also, the other thing to remember is there was no security by X-Bit squad. 0 rear security. Even Oz might have thought he was looking behind him, but he wasn't. He was looking, even in the times that he took to glance back in the rear direction behind them, he was looking in the direction that acid panel on the hill that the acid pantaloons and the squad used to ambush that entire element. It is 0 excuse for just dropping your guard like that, especially when the Russians stop firing. That's when you need to be on your guard. Let's take a look at the map real quick. Russians reconsolidating. They're going to push south straight into the Hotel 6-2 zone. And it looks like the closest thing to them is a striker. And maybe one additional scout, one additional forward scout here.
We'll try to make it back to you, Command, if we can.
Copy that. Report anything you see on your way.
Roger that.
The U.S. defensive posture here is definitely set up to anticipate a north-south attack. Fidelis here, not in the best position, but he doesn't want to skyline on the hill. He kind of might actually, but actually no, from this position. Oh, an ND. I think I heard it out of my left ear, so was that a Russian ND? You can bet for sure Fidelis heard it.
Hey, Command, we have spotted enemies in roughly H416, full squad moving south towards our trans that's farthest north.
Our enemy squad.
And now X5 Polish in the best position ever.
They're going to be at our trans.
Won't be engaging because 2 people versus a platoon is not a fight you want to take. But if you can't shoot, you can talk. And that's exactly what he's doing, talking to command, giving the Russian position directly to his command. Smart play. The Russians are maneuvering here. Let's take a look at this compound. This was where the this is where the striker was. Let's take a look at who's around here. The operators are sort of in the central part of it.
Command, they are moving on the south of my position in about H594. They seem like they're trying to flank you from
300
east.
meters, probably.
Okay. Copy, thank you.
3, or maybe 2.5.
Are you talking to the top
Okay.
like right north, you guys?
Moving south, I didn't mention.
Let me see.
X5 Polish giving more information, deciding
Yeah, about
information information is more valuable than bullets being shot at this point. Of course, he is correct. And the information he wants to relay up at the chain of command is that they're trying to flank around.
What?
Ooh.
Okay.
And of course, you can't really flank around when the lane you could potentially be using is being watched. And there's an MRAP over here. Payne 12 Bravo, the Squad 2 leader, is hiding. And they're hiding in this compound. I guess they're going to throw it at the first organized Russian position that they see. You can see Payne in the corner here looking north. Northwest, actually. And from the position that he's in, won't be able to see. So he's going to have to rely on the reports. And if X5 Polish keeps giving them the reports, this MRAP is going to become useful in a hurry. Because the Russians aren't that far away. Russians within 300 meters, the MRAP could cover that in no time. Although it wouldn't be a real surprise. The Russian squads are separating, and you can kind of tell the Russian squads are separating to this arc. They have an element directly north. They have an element to the northeast. One east-northeast. They're going to have one coming in directly east. And they're starting. And there's also this hill here too. The Russians are going to take this hill, and this is going to be critical for them if they want to get people to shoot inside of buildings.
They can get my building, but they really can't get to me.
Matter of fact, the Russians are going to crest this hill very soon. Dark Milkshake, a grenadier, a great kit to have for a situation like this.
Negative right now. We're just kind of sweeping up this place.
Actually has.
Last to see if there's any remaining forces in the rear.
He's got himself an inside position. This is kind of like it's like sniping. The rule of sniping is to you don't stick your barrel out the window, right? You shoot from cover. And Dark Milkshake, he might not be using his GL through that window from this position, but bullets will go through just fine. And if the Russians continue pushing up and over the hill from the direction they are, he might get a couple kills and at least get some eyes on. The one thing he is sacrificing is his awareness of what's going on, as well as what he can actually engage. The east side of this position, very weak for U.S. In this building, we have Raph and Game Master Me. They ain't even looking for anything, so they're not prepared. Ghost Zero. Zero is looking through the window exactly where he was. Ghost Zero's position here would have been obvious to Russian troops, but it would have given them a lot of information. The Russians sweep it in from the west, too. So the northwest element is now swung around to the west. And there is a small fire team up here, along with Command Hero. We got 360 security here. Granted that
northwest. Spiker sees him near the medic in Gulf 6-5.
In shots here, the Silent reports the striker sees him near the medic Gulf 6-5. Yep, and he's about to get it run up on too. This is, what is this, Fidelis? Fidelis getting shot from his northeast, crawling away. You gotta imagine Russia comms are like, there's a buddy team between you and me, between squads 4 and 2 right now. And yep, he's gonna, oh, you gotta see these guys. Nothing. Fidelis tries to drop to a knee and get some shots off, but nothing. And this is Gil King 24. He's a sad panda right now. He's stuck over here. All he's got is his bandages and his gun. I wonder if he has a grenade, because if he right-clicks that thing over this rock, that could be pretty good. Although he's bandaged, I think, twice now, and now he's healing himself, and this Russian knows exactly what's happening. At least I think this Russian knows exactly what's happening. This is Soldier Wolfie right here, real close to Gil King, and here comes a grenade toss.
Northeast of us.
I think a grenade got one. Definitely got one.
Surround us a bit in the northern half.
I think that was a squad leader. Was this a squad leader? Yes! What a nade! Gil King, blind nade throw, kills the squad lead here for squad 2. That was, I don't know who that was, because he didn't have the kit. Or I couldn't tell in this 2 seconds of time that I wanted to look at the scoreboard. Gil King tries to shoot back. Gil King's ultimate fate is to be dead very shortly. The Russians are still surrounding the village. And they are up on the hill now. Let's see if we can find where the striker is. Striker must have a real good position because, Lord, it's actually north end of the town. And the striker gunner has a crow's apparatus here, so he might have a little bit better of time trying to pick out targets on the hill than, say, the open-top MRAP gunners might. He may not have the magnification that you might get in a striker in vanilla, but I guarantee you the picture is going to be better than just having to eyeball it.
Yep, they're definitely south from the west side.
Atomic is going to shoot some targets here in the northwest as Gil King goes down.
Yeah, squad lead, we the medic pulled out of this 4-story to our northeast.
Russians are on the hill, and they're looking at every window they can. This is the problem with trying to assault this position. Look at every single one of those windows could be hiding a U.S. soldier around the other corner. Oh my gosh, there's a fire team who's gotten real close. A fire team has snuck up on Ghost Zero and Bacon Batman. Storm, he's crossing. No one knows he's here. He and a fire team member, they're going to get in this building. This is bad news. This is the foothold that Russia needs to start having fun. There's a grenade that's thrown in the building.
Three, we can move around to the south end, and you can enter from there.
Russians definitely
around
know.
the south end of town.
The Americans definitely know Russians are here now.
Yo, that's Striker behind us.
2, I ultimately want you in Hotel 774. Hotel 774.
Oh, looks like a little bit of friendly fire there. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened in an event. Storm here has cleared the left side of this compound, rather the west side of the compound. East side of the compound has 2 U.S. soldiers in it.
All right, we're going to go to the next door over, and we're
And
going to
now
reach clear. Okay.
they may be stuck in this building
Swine, you
because
go
the
first.
only entrance is here. They're going to run out. They're going to run in the
Tortilla,
middle of the
take that vehicle
compound.
out.
No U.S. is looking inside the compound. Bartok Warrior is the only
All right,
person
I'll clear
looking
first
in that
floor.
direction.
Got him, need to bandage.
And Ghost Zero goes down. Bartok is, that's the suppressor you hear. Bacon Batman goes down too. Russians cleared a building. That's amazing. Now Bartok Warrior, you were hearing the suppressed M4 fire. Oh, the Russians are coming in right behind. Wow. You can hear the suppressed M4s firing. They're... Ooh, look at this. AR gunner. Who is that? That's Fulcrum. Oh, he's getting shot in the back. Yep, and Bag of Joe. Bag of Joe.
4 behind the building.
That's Paintrol Bravo. He's in charge of the vehicles. Oh, looks like we've missed some events over here. There's an MRAP that's destroyed. I probably heard that and didn't realize it. X5 Polis actually linked back up with Squad 2. Squad 2 taking the hill, and there seems to be 1 Russian left.
Hey, I'm tossing a frag out on the hill, right?
Oh, an X5 toxin. Yep, here comes a frag. Oh, Payne just walks. There we go.
Enemy down.
Copy that, moving up.
Good job, Payne. You did it. The Russians are cleared, by the way. Yep, all the Russians are either in the city now that I believe Storm's second fire team came off the line as base of fire. They've moved in.
Shoot every bush.
Payne, oh, you hear that? Shoot every bush. You can't do that all the time. You don't have ammo for that, Payne. He gets hit. And the foothold already paying dividends. As I'm hitting the wrong buttons to try to tell you this guy's name. That's Snafu.
Is that an enemy shooting at me from your location, or your friendly shooting at me?
Oh, and the U.S. doesn't even know.
Unknown, all my guys pressed.
Payne thinks that Payne asks command net on US 0 command comms right now, by the way. 0 command comms for the past like 5 minutes.
Yeah, Roger, you got enemy
I mean, like,
building on the outskirts of your town to the east.
I mean, like 0 realistic, like useful command comms. Dorf is our hero's still up here. He's like winter camping.
Let's do the south.
I don't know.
Get out there, Swine.
He's getting wrapped around. Does Sessa see these guys? I hope he's not. No, he must see them now. You want to shoot these guys? The squad leader that's running around just saw him. Yes. Sessa gonna engage here. Sessa gets shot. Sessa bad. Hero now realizing he's not alone. Oh, Bag of Joe's actually supposed to be the one up here on the hill doing security and stuff. Lol. Missed it. Missed the entire squad. Looks like a squad and a half. A squad plus. We'll call it a squad plus. Ran by on his west flank, and he didn't even know. Sessa let a actually Sessa let a fire team by before he found those guys. Oh, the Russians are going to run up this hill here. Oh, they heard the vehicle, and they've sent a LAT unit by himself with a rocket. Oh my God, who is this? What is? Why is he open? This is Niels. Niels wants to. Niels wants to hunt a vehicle, and the U.S. are falling back. And he unloads his AT, he switches back to his rifle. Probably a good idea. About 30 seconds ago, if he wanted to keep running. Let's get a reset on where the vehicles are. Striker is still north side of the compound area, and you can see it here.
My MRAP just CC'd.
He's looking north.
Awesome.
Roger, we're moving towards it.
They're looking at 23 kills for Army right now, US. 17 kills for Russia. The defense is working, but you know, I was going to say that Russia still had a chance, but they're only going to be having a chance from one angle. Actually, multiple angles, because they got inside the town. There was a bunch of firing going on over here. I believe Storm told the fire team to go somewhere else. It looks like the fire team that was in the building left the building. Not really smart. They wanted the fire team to move up to the next building, and that was the idea. Ooh. And Sonny his fire team is in this shed area. There's a couple sheds and a wooden fence. That was bad. Storm should have had Sonny's fire team move up to the next building. No reason to leave cover. I mean, Sonny's team here should have been the ones running around. No reason to give up a building like that. Start leapfrogging. Russians still maneuvering. They're southwest of the area right now. And this is the only fire team for Russia still close enough to the objective to say that they're engaged with enemies right now. And a Russian here is a liberal pundit, might have eyes on X5 Polish and Section 4-6. X5 Polish actually might have a shot here if he sees them. I don't think he will because there's a tree, but I can barely see X5 Polish's head through the tree here. So there's a little bit of a standoff. The Russians are still holding position here. The MRAP rolled through town. Oh, that was a transport truck.
I need a medic.
Oh, speaking of, here's the MRAP. They've decided to put it behind this shipping container, and he's going to be looking all around. It's a good position here, especially if they're coming from the south. More shots over there to the east. I believe they might have seen... X5 Polish might have seen the Russians in the sheds. No command comms yet.
South end of the town in the H786 compounds. We're taking shots at them.
And X5 Polish asked a question, answered the question, instead of announcing it himself.
Do you have eyes or? Oh yeah, you don't have eyes. Okay, if you can go right here, like kind of stay behind this hill, but peek up at the, like 220-ish or 217-ish, you'll see them.
He's doing a good job of keeping his guy mobile, and the Russians here are locked in, and not really that many Russians left. Alerta in Twitch chat asks, I don't know the game yet, but do you hear the silenced weapons from a distance? And
don't get tunnel vision.
I have two things
that.
to say
Make
to
sure
that.
you're watching your surroundings.
One, it's just nitpicky and it's dumb, and I'm dumb, but it's fine. It's suppressed because silenced is like an absolute term, in my opinion. Suppressed weapons can definitely be heard at range, but the range is a little bit less than the straight up gunshot. I'd say the range for a suppressed weapon is probably like within 150 meters. The Russians are... Oh, Hero, the command, has eyes on the Russians advancing to his south. Oh yeah, the skyline. Look at that. The hill is on the same level as Hero right here.
Copy that. We're moving northwest, guys.
Oh, Hero goes down. It might have been Dwarf. And Bot Rich here with the GL kit. I think he might have shot a ranging smoke grenade because he shot something and it didn't explode.
Probably can't pull back towards me.
Stay hold down.
But back to the point on suppressors real quick. I mean, suppressors, you can still hear them. I mean, they're not super quiet. At range, you'll be able to hear them less clearly because of how the volume works for super long shots compared to like bullets, or compared to rather unsuppressed, just typical barrel things. The gun, the louder it is, the sort of the farther the sound carries. In my experience with the game. It may not be 100% realistic, but it's more realistic than others. I mean, heck, I remember when a suppressor added to a gun in Call of Duty 4 basically made the gun have infinite range. Version 1 Scorpion, never forget.
The enemy are going to try and push across my hill to my north here sometime soon.
Pain calling, moving to the north? What? Trying to move across to it. Oh, so they're moving north.
Are they close?
Are they close?
I got enemy in the valley, roughly.
Oh, Bot Rich calling them out. And there's a grenade landed behind, but it causes some damage. That guy threw it, right? Yeah, he did.
Within nade range of me.
Russians within grenade range of Bot Rich and Payne here. And that is Jaegerfang.
Bandaging.
Rich announces bandage. More Russian grenades come up and over. Oh, and here we go. This is Dorf, along with this element, and Bot Rich wants to push his luck here. He gets spotted out by Omar RP. Gets gunned down. I think he was trying to shoot a GL at him. Oh, Dorf throws his frag. It goes off right in front of Payne. And Payne might be able to bug out here. Russians down to this squad plus the fire team that's still in the shed. And it looks like the fire team is actually down to 3 right now. I think Payne wants to try to hold this position because he doesn't want... I think he's valuing the position here, which is elevated on the rest of the compound, more than the fact that they hold multiple buildings in the compound that can sort of cover each other. The Russians going to skirt around the hilltop here. Smart. At least they're not going to get themselves...
Missed that shot. I don't see where it went.
A Russian shot a rocket?
That doesn't help.
About 190 to 2 southwest.
No.
I don't have a fucking bearing in here.
Get him, Payne. It's all you.
That was a long-range rocket shot.
1 o'clock. Tree. I just have a tree.
And Payne calls out enemies on his position, and he gets shot in the ass. Oh, and the MRAP. Wow! Look at the angle the MRAP had there. You can barely see the guy sort of floating in midair. He's actually gunning the MRAP turret. Is Beware. Along with Wicked as FTL right beside him, and Beware is still looking this direction. He's assuming more, and it looks like he's going to reload his gun here. It's probably smart.
See it.
Russians on the hill. Oh, the Russians south of the... Oh, they're smoking. They're out of their compound now. Looks like they want to...
There's a shit ton of smoke. Holy
They got out of the compound. They went into the...
Up 5.
The building that they've been hiding behind.
Good.
The east side of it. The striker has been moving.
Alright, checking for movement.
And here it is. The striker's been looking for these guys.
I don't got anything.
There's a ton of smoke here, guys. In this building,
The Russians here south of town, they're inside the building now, so... MRAP, or the striker repositioning. Engines
We're
off.
still up there on that hill that you were originally shooting.
Checking.
This would be a nice time to shoot it with a rocket, but... Oh. And now the striker is looking at the radio tower hill, or the transmission tower hill.
It's an aggressive bush.
That's not a transmission tower either. The power line hill. Russians are spread out all around over there.
Alright, hold. I'm gonna let these.
Looks like 3 on the hill, plus another 3 in this building here. And the striker is going to go ahead and just casino the sheds back here. Now, I wonder if the striker rounds go through walls like this.
My guy just caught up one.
On the power line next to me? I'm in the striker.
No, I'm talking about the lines where they were before.
Striker continuously
I'm in the striker.
repositioning. He's looking in window.
No, I'm talking about the lines where they were before that killed Payne.
Oh, nope.
To the
There's a
south.
guy looking right at him.
Okay.
What?
I don't
Yeah,
have
there's only
eyes.
one. He
Mine's
moved below the ridge.
Oh, no. Oh, there's some skylining action.
Got him.
Wow. What a spot out. Nichols is the only guy up on the hill for Russia now, I think. Oh, is this guy still alive? I think that's Dwarf. Or I think that was Dwarf. Looking at 34 kills for US and 21 kills for Russia. We're getting close to the end here. Slowly but surely getting there. I believe there's only 3 Russians still up. 2 of them are in the building. One of them is on the backside of the hill. Ooh. Oh, he's taking pot shots. Oh, I think that was
The building that who's his name? Section was at.
Oh yeah.
The last con. I had was.
Yeah, don't have eyes though. His rifle shot a few rounds and he ducked back away. He's on the northeastern eastmost side of the building, so there's two different sections. He's on the northeast side.
I'm gonna peek the entrance.
He's sort of.
don't have eyes.
They're sort of dancing.
Yeah, me neither.
There's one Russian washing the stairwell, and this guy is. What is he doing? What does he want to peek
The building in
here?
Hotel 789, my direct southeast. He was on the leftmost section, second floor. So if you're not looking on the map, it's the northeastmost section. He's peeking. I see his rifle again. I just shot it. He's in the middle window. He's backed away.
They definitely know where these guys are at. They're just gonna have to.
Is he on the left side or right side?
Okay, now we're getting multiple versions of the same information.
I see his rifle again.
The striker does a drive-by. And Dark Milkshake adds a frag in here. The GL actually causes him to bandage. Oh!
Ooh, that was a nice GL.
That was a nice GL. GL went straight through the window and killed him. Wow. So I believe we're down to liberal pundit here in the building, and he only has one option, which is to hold the door. Yeah, I believe. Oh no, there's still a Russian crawling. Kneeholes came down from the hill, but he's still crawling down it. Attracted zero attention so far. I wonder if he's gonna actually get a shot on. Oh yeah, he's got his rocket loaded. He's got his rocket loaded. I think he's looking for something. Definitely has his AT open. Oh, Desmond might see him. Desmond sees him. He missed his rocket shot. He hit the rocket, hit the rock.
Southwest, about 50 meters over the ridge they're calling.
So he missed the shot and then he died. Okay, that was knee holes on this map for today. He had a chance to get that rocket. He panicked, I think, and just decided. I think he panicked and he was still stammed out because he had crawled all that way, and I think he just stammed out and wasn't able to get a nice clean shot lined up. Or if he wasn't stammed out, he was just real low on it. Never hurts to hit that shift button right before you shoot your rocket. At least that's the one time that the U.S. can say they had great 360 security. Several instances of it failing this round.
Hey, that building that we were attacking, anybody know if anybody left in it?
And the striker just driving circles around this position now. It's like liberal. It's like the striker knows the guy could be in. The guy is in here, even though technically it's probably not
this building
the best play. I mean, why not just
the big one? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I think the U.S. are going to make a move.
Make sure you're only sticking it
Any
on
particular side?
windows.
Start with the middle floor, top floor, then bottom floor.
Oh, I think there's a
Or bottom
GL.
floor, middle floor, top floor.
There's only 2 floors, right?
Technically, there's 3. But
There he is. Oh,
I missed.
Liberal pundit pushed out through the door, and liberal pundit pushed out the. Oh, they're coming in. They're coming in. Liberal puts himself in the hallway as US decides to start showing up. Silent destroys him with the solid peek through. Wow. Oh, and that's actually a good way to, you know, see how the suppressor sounds arranged. I mean, compared to regular gunshots, obviously you could still kind of hear it, but it's whatever. It's definitely less noticeable. You may not hear it if there's a lot of noise.
Yeah, yeet.
But that's round one. We're going to have round two here for you very, very shortly.
I'm not sure when I got 3
Please
kills.
stick around
Okay.
for more Operation Coiled Cobra. SquadOps.gg is the place to go if you want to look for more information about us as an organization or want to join and play these events someday. Also, give us a follow if you're watching us on Twitch, or subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and hit the bell. Twitch.tv/SquadOps, YouTube.com/SquadOps. And we'll be right back for round number 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. During this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha, up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The Automatic Rifleman. The Automatic Rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the Automatic Rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The Light Anti-Tank Gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for Squad Ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within Squad.
Welcome back to Balaya and Squad Ops One Life events. I'm running around here. I'm going to show you something here in a second. But I'm Bcarr. Got Shattered Ritual on the mic. Back for round 2 of Operation Coiled Cobra. Now, in Coiled Cobra, there's a team called Cobra. It's their call sign. And they got dropped. They're sort of stuck behind enemy lines, so to speak. And they have special kits.
Dorf, what are we taking? I don't understand what you're saying.
Their kits have several cool properties. Like one is they're able to crew vehicles. And the second is they have this thing, which is not your typical red dot M4, but it is in fact silenced. Not silenced. I broke my own rule. It's suppressed. Doesn't it look cool? It's got a foregrip on and everything, and it's got a red dot, which means I can't range it. So I hope you like 100 meters. It also comes with the Glock, or rather the L131A1. Comes with a frag, which you guys know how that works, and it's got 2 smokes and 2 bandages, just like every other kit. It also has some more toys to play with. Additionally, binoculars. So everyone on the operator team has binoculars to use, which makes them extremely important. And that's it for the operator kit. That's what the Cobra team has. And this is Coiled Cobra. So let's just go over generally what's about to happen. On the map, there's a red zone. And this red zone has a U.S. Special Forces team, call sign Cobra, inserted in it. Or they've fallen back to this location. The Russians know that they're there somewhere in that part of Balaya. The Russians are going to hunt them down. The U.S. are going to rescue them.
Okay.
There are some bridges that the Russians have already mined that are mined so incredibly badly by a dumb engineer company that the Russians can't even use those bridges anymore. The Americans have decided the bridges are too risky to deal with. And there's no way that they can destroy the bridges and just cross on the water because it's super cold. I mean, look, it's snowing out here, my dudes. It's super cold. So can't cross the bridge. You can't cross the river without going over a bridge. It's just not safe. Frostbite is a dangerous thing. The Russians are going to be starting, I think, outside the zone, or they start at the compound area. I forget what it's called in the vanilla map, but it's where the train tunnel is. Yeah, it's train tunnel. That's what it's called.
I think there's a lot of
Train tunnel, or otherwise known as where you always put the fob on Balaya Invasion.
What storm?
Buggy as shit. It was buggy.
Never fails. This place always gets fobbed up, and it makes me sad. But this is where the Russians are going to start from.
The interior of most buildings is just completely bugged with shadows, so you can't see when people are shooting at you because they're pitch black.
And speaking of the Russians, let's go over who's on what team this time. If you're here for round 1, everything's flipped, which means Dorf is now on the U.S., commanding U.S., with Sugart second in command. Acid Pantalones, Rose Dragon, and Storm.
First off, who wants to handle the 2 MRAPs?
And for Russia, Heroes commanding Russia this round, with second in the command Silent,
If I can get a couple more.
Pain 12 Bravo, Bag of Joe, and Expit.
You guys do it because my guys stormed the compound last time, so I will take MRAPs.
Okay, so in that case, Stormfront, you will be on the 2 MRAP marks in the green. So the guys not in the MRAPs, they will pretty much.
The U.S. and Russians are setting up for this round of operations.
Hovering across the bridge.
So let's talk a little bit about what happened in round 1. Round 1, the British, not the British, the U.S. platoon knew exactly where they needed to go. Obviously, the Russians didn't. The Russians decided not to get themselves as far north as possible, as many people as possible. I guarantee you, if they sent 2 squads north, 2 squads south, and then had everyone converge in the middle, they would have been able to put up more of a fight where the operators were. It may not have been the best fight, and it may not have actually been fast enough to deal with how quickly the U.S. were able to get in there and get out.
So 43.
But
thank you.
I personally think that it would have been better to split everyone up. And now we have a live time at 43, so we got about 6 minutes to go till live. The operators are still moving to their hideout.
Be very, very, very low key. Will do.
We're going to take a look, see here where the operators are, who's in charge of the operators this time. And I should be looking at U.S. and not Russia. That was bad. So Acid Pantalones is in charge of the operators of the Cobra squad. He's got a liberal pundit, Sunday and Deadbeat Dead. So, you know, I guarantee you he picked from the best of his team and stacked that squad as best as they could. Now, you saw the U.S. move in. They had to move to the operators. Operators couldn't leave the red zone. So there's some rules behind how the operators have to be rescued. And to go over those, and those are really simply, you have to get within local range of the operator to rescue.
We're gonna go logi option this time instead of doing what they did. What they did just to.
And that the operators can't leave the red zone.
You can bring it back, but I'm not gonna use it.
So they're stuck there until someone gets within local, and then, oh, hey guys, what frequency you on? And everyone gets back on the same page. Everyone comes through and rejoins the rest of the platoon. And they go back to wait for reinforcement / extraction. Now we saw Exfil B used. And it wasn't 100% foolproof of or 100%, you know, successfully defended. As we know, Storm was able to lead a squad straight into one of the buildings and actually take it. And for the longest time, had troops in the area.
If you guys have not spawned in already, go ahead, let them in.
We now know where the operators are going to be at. They're going to be Golf 1-1.
Are we doing a full brief, Dorp?
Yeah, I'll do a quick brief.
Actually, yeah, you might be right because the straps are multicam or whatever it's called.
So here's the operators. Combat Lifesaver, and I believe there's a squad leader element.
So I'm thinking when we
along with 2 typical operators. And they actually have a plan. We're going to see if we can get back to U.S. for what I heard was they're going to have a platoon brief. And they're starting in Hotel 8.
There will be
and the brief is actually going live right now.
Squad will be getting into a transport, and we'll be following the most western road all the way around to the most northern bridge, where you'll be holding that. Payne and Expert Squad will be following with me, and the other 2 transports will be going along this eastern road on this side of the river. Payne Squad will be taking up positions around the middle bridge and holding it, and then Expert Squad will be responsible for acting as reserves, and they will also be trying to look for the U.S. Special Forces team. Does anybody have any questions about what we are doing?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is Squad 2 gonna ride in the one going along the coast, or are we just gonna walk?
You're just going to walk. It's a quick walk. Does anybody else have questions?
Nope.
Negative.
Alright then, let's get ready for live. We got 50 seconds.
Where are the people walking at?
Timor.
Baggage squad's walking.
Yeah,
to the first bridge.
Just keep low.
Are we moving to that?
Smart plan for Russia. Lock down bridges. Make the fight come to you.
Yes.
Okay, we'll make our way there as soon as possible. As soon as live build.
99%.
It's the plan that I wish Russia would have done in round one. I think we're moments away from. Yeah, we're moments away from a U.S. brief, and they're going to organize for it right now.
Stop fucking around. Come over here.
We're going to listen in real quick.
All right, good show last round, guys. Wasn't really our fault. Things happened. Game was kind of glitchy. We'll get us time. All right, starting off. Stormfront squad. They will take 2 MRAPs, and they will be moving up to the MRAP markers. They will be acting as a covering force across the river, engaging any forces that they see. Meantime, Shukar and Rose Dragon will be moving up, and myself will be moving our squads up to the HMG mark. Rose Dragon will be on the HMG mark, covering across the river. Shukar will push his squad across at the BTR mark, and set up a bridgehead for the Squad 4 to move across. Or Squad 4 being the Special Forces Squad. Special Forces Squad will move up to Shokar, they will extract, and then we will head back to Juliet 451, where we will set up a fob. At that fob is where we will defend or die. Chain of command, once again, will be Shookheart, then Stormfront, then Rose Dragon, then Acid. Any questions? No questions? Okay, you have 45 seconds to live. Get ready.
Yeah. Dorf, you want me to drive one transit?
I don't care. You and Shook are going to be in one of them. And I'll take another with excess.
All right, and that was the U.S. brief. U.S. are going to try to push forward and securely cross the bridge. So it'll be a race to see how fast Russia can secure all the bridges and efficiently secure the bridge enough so that the Americans can't cross. Or will the Americans get there first and secure the bridge, allow themselves to be contacted, or allow themselves to contact the operators, as it were. We should be going live very shortly. Yeah, speaking of, here we are. Entire U.S. platoon moves out. We're going to follow the MRAPs here.
And then you're going to take a right at the next intersection.
Storm Squad is in charge of the MRAPs this time.
Going up.
I believe he cited the reason we wanted to be in charge of the MRAPs as
there.
He charged the compound last round, which is totally valid for me. Matter of fact, you know, squad leads volunteering for vehicle roles. Sometimes it gets rough.
We're going to come up to a sharp intersection. We're going to go straight.
They want to do boots on the ground instead of wheels on the road.
It's going to be kind of to the left, kind of straight.
But we have all types of people in squad ops, and they like to do all types of things. And I think we got call-outs for Russian infantry already. Oh, and someone forgot how to drive.
Start clearing to the west,
Bravo, I want you to start clearing all buildings to the north. Take a slow 2 minutes.
It looks like the Russians have. Let's see what the Russians are doing position-wise. And ooh, I think that's the bridge that U.S. wanted to use. So guaranteed contact. It gonna happen. We've got a whole squad plus. There's 2 squads at this bridge. Wow. What an amazing call by
Try to stay in the trees,
by
dude.
Hero.
So the MRAP has trouble seeing you.
They're going to clear all the buildings because this is exactly where the Russians, or this is where U.S. were at round 1.
We're going to keep our cohesion and keep pushing to you.
Matter of fact, the operators are going to push straight towards the bridge, and I don't think they know the Russians have gone past them because there's an element to the north, and the only way they could have gotten there that fast is a transport truck. But there's a squad. There's 2 squads here clearing buildings and securing the area. And U.S. general dismount here. I think they're putting a mine. Ooh, there's a Russian mine here.
We're engaging infantry contacts at the town. We have 1 enemy KIA. They're in the building directly to my north.
The MRAPs are engaging.
Sounds good, 1.
Yeah, the MRAPs are engaging people in buildings, and they've already taken out 1. They said, "Ooh, it's a rocket launcher."
They are in the building.
This is a light unit.
379. We got him pinned down in there.
He wants to take a shot at this range. I think he wants to find a better way to shoot. Oh my God! If he shoots through that window, I think the middle window is open. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. Are all those windows closed? He unloads his AT. I think he wants to check and see if he can actually shoot through, or who is this, by the way?
Shug in the building.
This is Digit.
To my immediate west in Hotel 225. Squad leader top floor peeking out.
And GLs. I think the U.S. are engaging the Russians over here on the western flank.
We're taking light infantry contact.
Some GLs coming in, but the U.S. are now pushing in.
See if you can peek over the ridge to about 280, 270, 280.
The operators are getting in a building. Here we go. Finally found a bipod deploy point. And he's gonna move.
Alright, I'll pop smoke.
Shooting from eastern side. Watch yourselves, guys.
Right.
Stay down. Stay in cover. Stay in cover. Spread out. Give me 360.
Same doorway.
Use the MRAPs for the small arms fire.
Yep.
No enemies. No one trying to cross the bridge right now. But the Russians are putting a strong front here. And something tells me this bridge is closed for business. But the operators are already on the west side of this village. The MRAPs also have this great elevation too. You can see both of them sort of up there. Oh, there's Russians trying to get out of buildings too. They're smoking out. The operators, all 4 of them are still up, but there's half a platoon of Russians between them, and I think they're leaving the building.
Not yet. Hold on.
Wait for them, wait for them, shit!
Alright, I'm gonna go. Are you ready?
Hold on. Enemies 160.
The operators, I think they want to get closer building by building, and
you want to pull back into
Sonny definitely saw that guy. I wonder if these guys saw them.
Yeah, we're about
This is Section 46 in Yuzu. And they get back in the building.
Okay, let's just chill here for a minute.
We're gonna go to this instead.
We're gonna go west?
North.
Okay.
We're gonna take the same door we came in from, and we're gonna push north.
Us up a good bit,
All right.
so I want to keep our exposure to the buildings as minimal as possible.
Aspinallone's deciding to push his squad north. And there is a squad up there in the north, along with a mine. So, just because there's no fire up there, or no shots that way, doesn't mean anything. We got some great bounding
Please
here.
remind your lats to try not to take shots they can't hit.
Sort of like a bunch board.
That was his second heat. He's out.
Buddy team enforcement.
They have MG set up. I understand.
Keep your eyes up. Deadbeat trying to provide, or Deadbeat told to provide some rear security. Sunny and Liberal, pretty good guns.
There's a lot of rounds being fired.
It's so constant.
And they actually have a nice spot here. It's completely, they have everything covered. But I think Asset doesn't want to stay here very long. Two squads of Russians still just taking shots at the U.S. Now look at this hill. There's this little hill right next to the road. Great cover that allows the, it's the embankment. Thank Shadowed for that. The embankment on the road here is pretty good cover for the Russians, although it is shallow, and if they run away from it, they're kind of boned. But otherwise, it's an embankment. And the operators are getting shot at. They were spotted crossing the open. All the operators seem to be intact right now. Liberal Pundit, I think, is going to bandage. And they get back in the building. And he's the medic, actually. He's got the extra bandages. The role in particular is called Combat Lifesaver, and Sunny deciding now is the time to shoot at Russians. Ooh, wow. One goes down.
From our south and southeast. Unable.
Okay.
I'm gonna move up first.
Deadbeat Dad actually got that kill.
Not peeking that again.
And
that.
Sunny making a call, not peeking that again. Russian squad still in the north. U.S. squad is actually up there too, or part of it anyway.
Understood.
I think this is a scouting element, because there's only the two of them that I see. Matter of fact, there's a squad lead, Rose, and let's see who's this other guy.
Man, 2 could have done crossing now.
Scaling Ash 8 and 9. And Rose is informing his team that everything's good.
We've taken 2 heats from this location.
These guys are going to cross. Are they? Are they really?
Permission to move my...
They're going to move right into the field of fire of Russian Squad 4.
It's my mission now, my goal right now is have 2 continue watching the bridge. Squad 3 is
There's one guy looking straight down the bridge.
Go, actually, probably a full squad across at this point. Go pick up 4 fuck out of there.
Can I have you?
And I think they're just laying in the open.
So there's 2 squads here for sure.
Be advised, we took HMG fire from our south.
We got Gill King, Peaches over there, Bump, and Silent. So this is Silent Squad up here, holding the secondary bridge. So there's a squad on every bridge,
Get your guys up in a position where
and 2 squads where
yeah, he's directly
U.S.
next to
intended
that
to
building
move.
across the street to the north. He's in that. I see. He's taking shots at me.
Yeah, another distance fire.
Directly east. 1, 2, at least 4 of them. They're coming their way down the hill. Got at least 4 of them making their way down the hill towards this north bridge. We're waiting for them to get on
I see
it.
him a little bit.
Yeah, just
Hey, no
don't
visuals
shoot.
is good.
Do
The
not shoot. We're
operators-
waiting for them to get on the bridge.
I see the
Are getting
MRAP south of me.
pushed.
It's taking shots at me.
Or they were getting pushed and then they're not getting pushed. I believe they tried to cross.
Shug, as soon as you get across the bridge, I want you to find a good place to dismount. I don't want you to
Four-story apartment building is engaging us from the open.
There's a
You said four-story building?
there's a U.S. squad breaking off.
To our southeast.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. You guys need a laundry, right? On Expo Point?
Yes.
Oh, you guys are.
I think there was a Russian force that tried to move up to the building here, but pretty good shots by acid Pantalons here. And in the
least one
north,
dead.
they try to cross the bridge. They get
Yeah, they have
cut
multiple
down.
saws up on the ridges.
They try to drive the transport straight across the bridge. Really? Did they really just do that?
They can't cross there.
So Rose didn't see an entire squad in the tree line, and now this happens.
Use those trees to cover from the ridge. We're just protecting the bridge. They're smoking the bridge. They're smoking the north bridge now.
The Russians are so spread out. There's
Mission to push across with the MRAP and rescue the squad.
Go ahead. We'll allow it now.
some good shots coming through. I believe that was a lat rocket takes out one of the ARs that was covering the bridge.
Bridge might be mined.
And U.S. Command realizing that the bridge could be mined. Absolutely a possibility when Russia have a engineer for each squad. And are the Americans trying to push across? Yeah.
They're basically
very nice.
They're trying to use the smoke to push through. They're prone up on left and right sides.
I think if you roll directly backwards, you
exactly doing
No real base of fire by U.S. here. Should be suppressing all of these Russian positions. And Sugar goes down because they can't really see the Russian positions with the smoke gone. All they have is a concrete barrier between them and getting shot in the face. Dark Milkshake has a great position here.
Two, if you can, those guys to come back across the bridge, because I don't think it's gonna be a good go out there.
Yeah, tell them to suppress the northwest side, like 300 to 310.
And Dorf is ordering troops back across the bridge.
Oh yeah.
One enemy line.
Diamond gets one.
Okay.
Everyone else
Just
is
call
hidden behind so much concealment
I'll
that the Diamond doesn't see him.
Yeah.
And Omar now falling back. Wow. So I think there's a whole squad that gets melted there trying to cross the bridge. Uh-oh, I think an operator died.
It's like maybe one or two left.
Yeah, Sonny died. Sonny died crossing between buildings here.
You want me to 10 push?
Be advised, my MRAP's coming around to pick 4 up.
Oh, no. Oh, you're going from the north?
Yep.
I thought you were going to go from south.
And
I'm going to take the bridge right next to me because they've already used 2 lats trying to hit our MRAP up here.
Alright.
oh, so Storm's gonna rush the bridge. He's gonna throw an Storm's gonna throw a MRAP at the bridge. Let me see if I can get eyes on it.
Across that bridge. 4
4 be ready for hot extract.
Did I just miss it?
When you have your
I
guys
miss
get
it?
out there,
No, I
have them
can't
push
miss
across
it.
the northern bridge.
We have enemies right across the street to our southwest.
I can hear him coming.
I believe there's a mine right
Swine.
here, like right in the middle of the bridge.
Alright, copy that,
Yeah,
Swine.
so right on the middle of the other side of the
Swine,
bridge. Here comes the
they're
MRAP.
going to have people right across the street from them. So when you pick it up, it's going to be hot extra.
So right in the middle of the intersection here is where the mine is. I don't think it's going to get hit. Oh my god. Oh, woo. It runs into the back of the transport. It gets hit by a rat rocket that drives behind the transport. Swine gets out, gets shot. Oh, no, he's okay, so he just ragdolled from being hit. That was an AT round that hit the MRAP, and it's gonna pop. So that's one MRAP down. Grenade kills Swine. And one MRAP down for US here. So I wonder what Storm is going to do with his other MRAP. Is he going to throw
So
it
that
that
means
way?
there's
He still
three
has it in
squads over
reserve here. And that's Captain Rob. I believe he has a new reg in this MRAP.
Or how close to the river are you?
And I think the command is...
We're engaged. We're trying to push north.
Oh, there's a whole squad.
As to be advised, this bridge is definitely a no-go.
Two, take north. 3, swing south. 3, go south. 3, go south. 2, north.
Roger.
Move quick. Move now.
And US getting pretty anxious here. The command comms are very rushed and hurried. They want to get people moving. The element here, squad 2 for Russia. So the operators are split up. What the one buddy pair tried to move to the next building, the next apartment building. A lot more windows to look out. Deadbeat Dad made it. Sonny didn't. Liberal Pundit and Acid Pantalones are now looking towards where the Russians were, and it looks like 4 of them are down. So half a Russian squad down for having zero to no notice, or little no notice rather. 0 to no notice. That's not a thing. And I think Acid, he tried to take a shot at Sessa there. But I don't think Sessa, I could be wrong about that. It looks like he might be behind a wall. Russians are trying to figure out what they want to do here. They keep going back and forth. I don't even know what they want to do. For kills right now, 15 kills for US, 16 kills for Russia, so it's still pretty close.
All right, we got a transfragment for you. Can't guarantee.
A rocket.
We took a rocket. We're okay.
A rocket hits the operator building, and there's actually one Russian right outside of it. It's Juzo. He made it all. I don't even know how he made it. He must have been part of the other element that moved across. But he's one guy. Oh, of American transport.
By the way,
Free Stalker soloing a transport. Gets shot. Gets rocketed.
Here you go.
That's amazing. Free Stalker gets out of the transport, gets shot by Juzo. A rocket comes in from, I believe that's Bacon Batman,
We're good at the moment. We took out the lab that fired up.
and destroys the transport.
Alright, I'm gonna push across.
And Dorf doesn't even know what to do right now.
There's at least 2 more people on that northwestern hill, though.
Actually, I'm gonna stay by here.
There's no door in this building. Why do the what? There's no door right here. Look at this. There's no door. See the right to the left. There's no door. The door is on the opposite side.
All right, I'm gonna try to move the window too.
The transport was just fixed on probably seeing the names at a distance.
I hear trans.
And I think the Russians are actually re-maneuvering some people around. Yeah, there's a Russian transport north. I think it wants to take some people off and bring them towards the operators.
Yep. I'm going to the next room.
Which building?
Oh my gosh.
Fucking 230.
Need some Benny Hill music on a freaking button right now.
Didn't get him. I'm gonna try to throw
Sessa. Sessa and Apu. Oh, I think there's a Frank going out. Frank goes out. No, he doesn't. The Frank does not go out. Oh, yeah, I did. That's weird.
Did he get near it?
Frank was, I think, outside of the wall.
3, I'm pushing to you.
Sorry, I could have sworn there was a second Frank that dropped inside the building. That was weird.
I hear it.
I do too.
Enemy transport.
Oh, yeah. Getting shot in the face by... Okay.
We're still taking RPG fire at enemies close.
They're shooting a lot of frag rockets. Oh, there's someone trying to get in. Juzo comes around. The Russians are trying to consolidate on this. Juzo peeks it. He peeks it, and he's inside. No one is watching the stairs. No, Liberal Pundit is looking. Juzo gets killed. Kills Liberal Pundit. Now it's down to 2 operators. Deadbeat Dad now comes inside. Deadbeat Dad comes in. Trades!
4-3 is gonna push to you.
It's just me. Hold on.
Juzo. Or Juzao. Juzao. He gets 2. There's only 1 operator left, and he has command comms. Now, if the Russians were smart, they would just, I guess if the Russians weren't smart, they wouldn't just, go crazy. He got lucky, though. Juzo got lucky getting 2. Let's see. By B getting close, and matter of fact, that element decides they want to attack. So it's Appa, Sessa, and Wicked come across the street. Acid Pantaloons. The door is covered right here. I don't know.
I hear you.
Americans are actually pretty close. Dorf is here. He's getting pretty close. Oh no. The squad, there was a whole fire team stacked behind me. I didn't even realize it, but Acid is dead. And then, so the operators are now dead, which means US have to extract.
Acid's down.
Try it. And you had a lot of fun, that's all that matters.
And now US have to figure out how to get themselves out of this situation.
Alright, so I guess it's time to extract.
Yeah.
Coming to get you, Command.
So the MRAP actually came. So the last MRAP for America, for US, when it came across, Storm's driving it. Doesn't have a gunner right now. Oh, there's enemies in the open behind him.
Nope.
And Scaly Nash tries to run to the truck, gets taken down.
Come to us. Storm, get the rest of your guys.
Storm drives into... What is he doing? He drives into a Russian building. He's going to try to back up, grab command. Oh, Storm gets in the turret. Storm gets shot out.
We should be alright.
Storm went in the turret and he got shot out by Kahuna. Oh my god, and then Dorf immediately asked to follow up, why did he do that? Well, the MRAP is abandoned here in the middle of no man's land. TYTY, who else is this? We got Omar RP in charge of 3 in command, Dorf.
Drive it to us.
Oh, TY gets there. And no, he doesn't get there.
Alright, let's just fucking run away. I don't know why.
And Dorf wants to fucking run away. That's fine. So 23 for US, 24 for Russia. So it's still pretty close. Why? Wait, if it's that close, it's because US Squad 1
It was a good try. You had fun?
has been sitting on the hill
Yeah, I like
where the
shooting at
MRAPs
specs
were
and seeing 'em fly
before
over.
they tried to cross the bridge the first time.
I think I only got
and
maybe
US Squad 1 has
kills.
not moved away at all. So US have been
the
trying to
Forces
use
team had a
3
great time.
squads to attack.
And this is my first operation. It's so much
They've been
different. I love
giving them. Oh, and there's the exfil.
Yeah.
Now that now that Dorf has called for the exfil because all the operators are dead, the Russians will have plenty of an idea, and they blow up the MRAP instead of stealing it.
Five, you said we are not allowed to set up a fob, or we are?
We are not allowed.
According to the rules of the doc, the operation document, as it were, the document that has all the nice cool things that make the operations like this tick.
Yeah, we'll be the last.
There is vehicle stealing, and it's enabled. So the Russians just gave up a mobile 50 cal. Oh well.
Ambush or something. Well, I just wanted to make this fun and exciting for everyone, because I know last round wasn't as fun and exciting.
Dorf just wants to make this exciting.
They got the extraction fast as fuck.
Well, it's because the way they played it is they had them like right on the river, ready to go. Whereas I made it intentionally difficult for us to get them out there.
Okay, and Dorf just wants to complain because he's losing. And here we go. Squad 1 is moving away. They're going to move on foot back to the exfil. The Russians haven't really organized enough to push themselves to the exfil point. I believe they're exfilling to Juliet 4-5.
These buildings stay open.
And here we are, Juliet 4-5. So this is the compound that the U.S. are going to heal. Well, the U.S. are going to hold at. And there's not really that many of them left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and 2 more. So there's 9 U.S. left remaining. Left remaining. Those are words. I believe there's a transport rolling.
Which one?
And since the operators aren't here, there's nothing for them to use. They're going to have to wait. The operators can't show them where the supplies are to build build fortifications. So it's down to one.
Gotcha.
Captain Cobb in charge of Squad 1 here.
They're gonna be able to down on us pretty good.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. This is gonna be a shit show. But you know. Alright, yeah, Grom, set up on top of those
Luckily I got a functional
with Fulcrum there.
Yeah.
At least the way that Dorf is coming into where the defense area is, he might be able to provide an off angle that gives more information to the defensive element. just for because he also has binocs. Yeah, there's actually 2 of them
So if
because
you
they're
pull it
both
back
squad.
to here
Or
and kinda
well,
crouch and try to
I would
set it
say
up
they're
like
both
that.
squad leads. Technically, yes, but
Yeah, that works
only
better,
one of them
thanks.
has the kit.
Yep. And
Yeah,
that
one
way,
thing
like,
they can
barely
do
your head's
from the
poking.
fan is they can go like send a squad far east.
The Russians have taken the transport and they've moved all of their infantry south,
That's friendly.
way south.
Yep.
That's friendly.
All right, that means 5 will take command.
And there's a friendly transport. I think this is Dorf. Yep, this is Dorf and Omar RP.
Alright, Omar and I will get up to the hill on the southeast.
And they're going to provide security to the southeast, which means they might have eyes on the Russians attacking.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, they have a lot of people left.
Oh, jeez.
I think. I actually don't know.
Russians still driving south. They want to change roads? Maybe they just want to drive far enough south so that these guys
forces, like we
have
just did.
no idea that they're going to come in.
The operators told me they killed a lot, but we'll see how true that is. One, how's your defensive position? Is it
What's up?
decent? How's your defensive position?
It's not that good, no. I've got my dudes set up. We've got our Alamo, but no, it's pretty bad.
Okay, thank you.
The defensive position rated as pretty bad by the squad lead in charge of it. And I'm going to have to agree. There's literally 3 buildings and and maybe like it's like a train car and or rather this is a trailer.
Yeah, let it
There's a
rip.
trailer and a shipping container for cover
Yeah,
to move around buildings. So none. Uh-oh.
What are we shooting?
It was so that my GL could try to get some range rings.
Did that land?
Okay, so that's just this is Gingo 4, 5, 6. What a number. He's just shooting to range. The Russians are still coming up from the south in the transport truck. Oh.
I got hit earlier, or last round I got hit by one, and I thought it was like phosphorus grenade.
U.S. doesn't
like,
know.
That's not the game.
Oh, direct hit.
And these are the southernmost Russian or southernmost U.S. forces right now.
In front of me.
The Russians have dismounted about
Yeah,
400 meters away, 300 meters away, and they're moving out pretty fast. And there they are.
Yeah, I was near that. Yeah.
If that's all the Russian forces
I got
that are
splashed
left,
by 2 of
wow.
them.
I'm surprised. Russians down to
Literally sounded
9.
like a splash.
So Russian and U.S. tied on force remaining.
I bet you can hide a guy in that transport in the driver's seat and no one would notice.
What do you want?
I said I bet you can hide a guy in the transport seat in the driver's seat or something, and no
So
one would
there's
notice.
9 Russians left
He's
and
driving
9
against a
U.S.
wall.
left. 7 U.S. are scattered about the compound, and Dorf and Omar are up here on the south hill.
Could I get you to just
Dorf
like sit
not
in the
looking in the right
transpo?
direction.
Like, don't turn it
Oh,
on. Leave
Omar
it off.
sees him.
Just stay quiet.
They're trying to shoot at
Yeah.
Omar. Oh, they're trying to shoot at Dorf.
I see one down.
I'm gonna move southeast.
Omar gets one.
Yep.
Or it looks like he gets one.
Oh shit. They're all flanking us over here.
Do you want us to hold?
Omar thought he got one, but he got one bandaging.
Run north.
But still, what a call out by Omar. That's good. That's good looking out. I don't know. I'm not in their shoes right now, but I'd have to think personally. I'd probably have trouble spotting those guys.
I know.
I will cover you.
Dorf is going to run away. They're going to shift positions, so they're going to move further east along the hill.
Well, yeah, we're gonna want to
they're going
stay
to let
like
the Russians
as
move
quiet
into
and
them.
sneaky as possible. I think.
The Russians are actually moving
A rolling
between the compound and Dorf's position
Rocket you
here.
down the slope. Yep, we'll just stay right here.
And all it takes is the Russians
I'll
to
move
start
it
engaging
over,
the
you stay there.
compound, and then the next thing you know, Dorf is going to throw himself against the side of the Russian element.
Copy.
The Russians get themselves up on a hill, though. Oh, they were. And then they all start moving more west. Or, maybe. Wonder if Omar's going to take a shot at these guys.
They're on our old position.
Oh, yep. No shots connecting there for Omar, but he calls out they're on our old position and he runs away. Oh, he got hit. Or he called out that he hit someone, which he didn't that time. And Russians wasting frags. Dorf is now taking some shots. And some of the Russians are set up to, yeah. Or that's one of the USARs are trying to shoot at Russians, trying to get an elevated position.
They might be doing this to you.
SL, we got him cresting the hill to the southwest of your location.
Roger.
Or, yeah, command.
So, yeah, this could be a lot closer than Dorf realizes. Maybe no real need to fret.
Yeah, right.
The
I see one moving around to my straight south.
I guess that guy went down. Yeah, I did. So Russians, I think they're.
All right, maybe I do see him then.
Down to 8 here.
We still got a pretty good position here,
So the U.S. actually outnumber Russian forces.
Yeah, I don't know how, but my guys are set up for like a perfect 360 coverage on this.
And the Russians are going to hold up. I think these two guys are going to... And Omar sees them.
Okay. Gonna try come east.
There's a squad lead with him. Squad lead with binocs out. Omar has his rifle out, though.
Alright, I'm gonna swing over that way.
And they both see each other. Omar drops one. It's Hero. Hero's bleeding.
How many could work?
But it looks like Hero's going to bandage up.
Okay. Oh, we might do
I'm in the open now.
Russia
coming.
Losing more. Hero's up. Omar believes he dropped him. And Omar goes down. He gets shot by, I think that's Kahuna. He wasn't able to make the shot line up in time. I think, no, he got another. No, I don't think he got that right. Let's get a little reset on numbers. 4 Russians on the hill or near the hill overlooking. And we're down to 5 Russians, I think. No, 6.
You have 7 guys?
So 6 Russians against 8 US.
Okay. Oh, with me, we're pretty much a whole squad.
Dorf is still running around trying to get eyes on where the Russians are going to come from. And
watch north. I'm gonna watch this side.
looks pretty bad for Russia. I wonder what those 2 guys were running back for. Were they running back to get their transport? No, because their transport's way further south than that. So I guess they were running around to see if they can try to throw a, at least increase the number of angles they had.
But
Yeah.
I don't know how many were there to begin with.
Dorf is still trying to keep eyes in directions that he thinks his compound can't see, which is smart.
Alright, making suicide run now.
And Dorf's going to run for it. I think he wants to rejoin the compound. I don't think any Russians are looking this way. No Russians looking this way. I wonder what the Russians are waiting for, actually. As Dorf makes it in. So everyone's on the compound now, and the Russians are not doing anything.
Keep it up.
Hey, welcome to the Alamo.
Say again?
You're all doing God's work.
I wonder what Russia are waiting for. Oh, here we go. They decided to move now. So 6 Russians left against 8 US. They're trying to screen themselves east. So to recap what's happened in this particular operation. The Russians had a super strong defense on the bridges and not allowing anyone to come through. The only bridge that U.S. were able to come through on was super far in the north, and that was after they took significant contact and losses. The Russians were able to eventually push U.S. out, make U.S. super desperate, and
I don't see anything up there.
keep the operator squad inside their borders. Operator squad, on the other hand, did work. Killed a bunch of folks. 9 kills for the operator squad. So it took out an entire squad of themselves. So that's not a bad trade right there. On top of the fact that we've got the MRAPs and the long-range support that was initially one of the things that I was just surprised that U.S. hadn't thrown at Russia yet. They must have been getting some severe kills too. But U.S. using assets not very well in this operation. Not enough security with the... Oh. And Russians are going to throw a smoke. Well, the Russian push is doomed to fail. Multiple smokes. More smokes. Why are they doing this? U.S. not making any calls out yet. I don't think they only have one person looking this way.
To try to stop the Russians from taking over the pipeline.
Dorf will probably see this here in a second.
Army National Guard.
Right? Dorf has to see this soon. Why no one's called this out?
We're in a fish, but this just looks me being in a fish.
No one has called the smokes out. CNC 3000.
It's alright though, because they had to close in to kill us.
True.
CNC 3000 sees the smoke. No command comms, no local comms, no communication.
Oh yeah, shit.
And here we go.
Get ready.
You see him?
Oh, it may have been called out
yeah,
in
it's
squad
smokes.
comms. I'm getting word that it may have
Oh,
been
yeah.
called out in squad.
Smoking northeast.
You got to call on local when you have mixed elements like that, and you only
These
have so many
fucking
people
flop-
left. The entire Russian element has made it across,
No, you can
and
stay
one
fine.
person knew, and no one else had eyes on. Command was right next to him. Could have called out on local.
Lol.
Damn it.
Now I'm hearing that
fire says you see him.
he just may have meant the wrong button there. He's the last one alive in his squad,
liar.
and he. Oh, okay. Shadow is correcting me. Everyone is in the same squad except for Dwarf.
Yep.
Got eyes, got eyes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And here we go.
Permission to
Oh, someone gets headshot right out the bat. Sessa goes down.
He's down. He's down.
He's down. It was 3 for 2.
3-4-2.
Taking fire. Taking fire.
Let me see if I can find Tortilla's getting shot at. And Fulcrum able to get over here on the logs, and then he gets down. He's gonna reposition here. GL overshot. Captain Cobb shooting underneath a trailer.
Little further.
So far, only one Russian seems to have gone down.
I don't have eyes on. I'm just suppressing.
Don't want you wasting all your ammo.
They're shooting at. I guess they're shooting at where Grom's tracers were coming out of.
Pull back, Grom. Pull back.
He had the
And then
bandage.
move over to the medic.
Fulcrum, being very careful, shoots a little bit, and then comes back. He's got himself a nice position. The GL has figured out how to smoke or how to hit that range properly now, and Fulcrum comes running back.
No eyes.
Let's get in this building, guys. Get in the building.
And GL's now. I'm going cyclic there for about 4 seconds. Or feels like a long time anyway. Feels like it would cycle too long. You got to conserve ammo at this point. Pretty sure he's already been told that too.
Fuck, Dorf's down.
And Dorf dies. I believe I heard that coming out of my right ear. Yeah, there's Russians on the east side of the compound. Could have been Kahuna. And there's still 2 U.S. And Hero is got his binocs out. I think he wants to look for it. The Russians are pushing in now. Kahuna taking some more shots. I think he saw Fulcrum in the building. Down to, looks like 5 U.S., 6 U.S. I think it's 6 U.S. And there's... Is he up? No, he's definitely not up. 4 Russians. And the Russians have actually made it to the building. Fulcrum goes down. Fulcrum was outside the building. Wow. Kahuna didn't see him. And now the Russians are closing in. Captain Cobb or Tortilla takes out one more Russian, and Captain Cobb goes down. 4 U.S. versus 2 Russians now. We've got Kahuna and Epic Smile left against Tortilla. What's this? It's a Gingo. Tortilla takes out Epic Smile, and now it's all down to for Russia. Kahuna, he's got some concealment right now. Down to 4 U.S. They're holding pretty well. The U.S. is winning right now. 4 remaining against 1 Russian. It's been a lot closer than I thought it was. A lot closer than, I mean, maybe I don't know. I misinterpreted like how many Russians were still alive at the end. See, I thought there were like 2 squads left. And maybe I just missed a point. Oh, Kuna's going to throw a frag. I wonder if he's got the range on it. No, he throws it close. I wondered if he tried to, I guess he wanted to throw it into the window and it must have bounced off. Kuna's just, I think he wants to figure out what his next move is going to be. I don't think Pipe Funk has a shot on him. No, Pipe Funk might. Yeah, I think Pipe will, no. It'll be close. If he stands up and runs, Pipe might see. And once he gets to the wall, I'm pretty sure Pipe will have a shot on him. If not, then Tortilla will hear him. And here we go. Kahuna starts moving forward. Runs across. Pipe saw him at the last second. They're all talking in squad comms. And Tortilla's hurt him. And takes the shot and kills him. And U.S. win round 2. Wow. That was a lot closer. It was 32 kills for U.S., 29 kills for Russia. Very, very close game.
That was so
For
good.
the Alamo, boys. Good game.
For the Alamo.
For the Alamo.
Dorf.
Oh my god.
We killed
All right,
Wolf.
and we're going to get
God.
our commands in here real quick. We're going to chat with them. Ask
For
them a
the
couple
Alamo.
questions. But, so welcome to Dorfin Hero. That was an awesome last round. Well played to both of you guys, and let me first start by saying
What's up,
thank you
guys?
for coming out and commanding for us today. So, round 1 for you, Dorf. What was your thinking behind sending just the just the 1 transport north and having everyone come back? Because I kind of thought that you would have done what Hero did round 2, which was throw everyone at all the bridges. Were you thinking that you were just trying to take out the operators first, or what was your mindset for how you attacked the red zone round 1?
I thought I had more time. That's all it came down to. Is I thought I had more time to maneuver through, and I was very surprised at how quickly the U.S. were able to extract the Special Forces team.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of one of those things that just happened right out the gate. And they were sort of positioned sort of the best way. I mean, round 2, we could see where Russia basically barricading all the bridges, or at least, reinforcing them to the point where you can't really effectively cross them. That was pretty smart by you, Hero. What was your reaction to? Did you know that you got all the operators during that sort of siege? What was your thinking behind sort of? I mean, can you explain to us the reason why you had 2 squads at that first bridge, or is that just the bridge you think they were going to take because it was just so wide open, or? what was your reasoning behind positioning your forces there for the main attack?
Are we talking about round 2?
Round 2, yes.
Originally, it was one squad was going to be covering the bridge, while another squad was going to then begin the search for the Special Forces team. But after they started clearing the nearby buildings, and then we started taking fire from across the bridge, it just seemed better to keep them close.
So it really didn't even cross in your mind until you were getting shot at across by the MRAPs and everyone else. Oh, wow. Okay. So it was just plain old luck. Well, that's crazy. Let's go figure. Well, thanks, guys, for hopping in here and talking with me real quick. That was Dorf and Hero, your commands for today.
Yep.
And thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for watching, too. We appreciate everyone tuning in. We got another event coming up tonight. That'll happen at 9 p.m. or we'll go live around 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be 6 Pacific. If you want to see the time in your time zone, you can always go to squadops.gg. And on our calendar there, everything should appear in your time zone. If you'd like to participate, you could sign up for the app right there too. As long as you have our basic SOTT, you can play in pretty much any operation you see on the calendar. We've also got, I don't know if I'm technically supposed to divulge this yet. I probably am. It's on the calendar, so why not? We have a campaign coming up for next weekend. We're gonna start out with a firefight on Friday, but it'll be a bit size bigger than your typical firefight because one of the teams will have a few more people. So if you're around for that, check the calendar and sign up for that. 2 operations on Saturday, an operation on Sunday and Monday. And there may or may not be a part 6 Monday night, but keep looking at the calendar for any changes for that. But that's it for me. I'm Bcarr, and Shattered Ritual is on the production for this cast. Squadops.gg. Also follow us or subscribe to us on Twitch or YouTube. Twitch.tv/squadops, youtube.com/squadops. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you tonight.